Good morning, traders, and this is your Forex setup for today. So had a few questions on price action recently, and you'll find two links in the description to two books on Amazon that I find are brilliant with price action. Both of them are by Al Brooks, and if you don't know who he is, do a bit of research on him. He is pretty much a guru in my mind when it comes to price action and how he reads the charts. Anyway, we're going to start off as usual with the Euro USD. So Euro USD is still very much in this channel. We are flirting with the bottom side of this channel, which doesn't always fill me with much hope for a move to the upside. We have also rejected the moving average here. Now, yesterday was a pretty quiet trading day, being a public holiday in the US. The rest of the world was fairly quiet. But if you look to the left here, and I suppose it's probably a big blur for most people. So if we do that, you can see these two levels here is pretty much what we're bouncing in between at the moment. So that is 118501 and 117892. So that's kind of what we're bouncing around in. We are flirting with the bottom side of this flag. This is not an instrument I want to be trading at the moment, not until we break one way or the other. So we need to break above this area of 118,500 for a visit to the top of the channel, or we need to break the downside, and that break to the downside is going to have to be a break and retest before I start looking at that. So right now it is sideways. Okay, sideways to down, but we're going to have to wait and see what transpires here. Could be a triple bottom, could also just be, can't really call that a head and shoulders, but sort of a flat bottom triangle. You can see there's a trend line there. If we do that, there. Okay, so there's a bottom, there's a triangle. So yeah, there is quite a bit of structure here for a move to the downside. Okay, this is areas critical. This is what we need to watch for. So 117,892. So get below that, come back and test it, and then we start getting some bearish price action off there. That is going to be the opportunity to sell. Okay, US dollar Japanese yen, pretty much similar kind of pattern at the moment. Complete chaos, running sideways in a triangle. There's absolutely no reason to be trading this at all. Okay, so I think it's pretty important when you see this kind of structure to stay out of it. So one thing, there was our triangle, or there was a triangle there. Okay, so there was a triangle there. Broke below it, broke above it, so pretty much going nowhere. Okay, if I adjust that triangle there, that was a triangle break to the upside. Still nothing really worth watching. And if I do that, that gives me another triangle there. Okay, doesn't matter which way you look at this. In actual fact, if I got a Bollinger here, yes, ooh, that's not going to work. Give me 1 second. I will just tidy that up quickly. Okay, there we go. So when you look at the Bollinger, we call that the Bollinger Squeeze. And whenever price is doing that, you're expecting a breakout one way or another. It doesn't have to happen immediately, but it can happen fairly quickly. Okay, if you look at the 8-hour, Bollinger Bands are flat, there's no range. Look at the 4-hour or the 3-hour, you can see we have a squeeze. Okay, so you can see when they open up, volatility increases, but when we're in this kind of a scenario, it's a Bollinger Squeeze, so you're anticipating a break. So if you just come back to some a clearer picture here on the hour, you'll see you need a break of that or a breakdown, and this is a tough one because there's some messy at the moment. I think I'll be a little bit more conservative and bring it down here. Okay, so you need a break above 106,313, or you need a break below 106,172 before you start looking at this. Okay, so that would anticipate the breakouts that seems to be brewing. Okay, pound USD, still lots of noise on Brexit, but no real direction. I was expecting a bit of a bounce off this area yesterday. We didn't get it. We did get to the level, which is important, but we're now busy flirting with the downside here. There are quite a few tails inside here which will offer some support. I think I just want to put 2 in. So those 2 will cover every single one of the tails. Okay, so come down to the hour, and you'll see trend is down. Granted, there's no debate about that. The 1 hour trend is down. Higher time frame trend is to the upside. When you look at the 8 hour, trend is still to the upside until we break below the swing low. Okay, so the downside trend at the moment is a micro trend, and we have some 2 levels of support here. So I'll be watching to see what happens here. We start getting some decent price action, and there was decent price action there. Inside bar, pin bar, and confirmation, and then it just rolled over. So yeah, I think that's the kind of price action I'm looking for, but pretty much looking for that in the European session or the US session. Okay, so this is worth watching at the moment. I think we're in a zone which we may attract buyers, so that's something to watch out for. And just bear in mind there's a noise brewing about Brexit at the moment, which may also add fuel to the fire. Aussie Dollar, New Zealand dollar. So bounced off this level. We have rallied this morning, so we're pretty much sideways yesterday. This morning we are rallying. I would expect us to get up to 108.979, and then one of 2 things is going to transpire. Let's get this. We are going to reject this trend line and this area. I think that's pretty much a given. We are going to reject that, 108.797. But then what I'm watching for is a pullback to test a breakout, and that breakout is 108.612. Problem I have is that we have a gap. Okay, so that could mean that it is a short off here for a move back down to 108.161 to close that gap, and then form a bigger double bottom and then move to the upside. So that's kind of the view. If you look at the hour, we are above the moving average, we're trending up, so there's no reason to be short at the moment, but it does look like it's coming up to an area of interest at the moment. Okay, so this gap here is a bit of a concern. Nevertheless, doesn't mean the gaps have to close. Typically they do close, but they could close a lot further in the future than today or tomorrow. Okay, so that's one thing I'm watching for here, is I am still looking for an opportunity to buy into this. It just doesn't give me one at the moment. I wouldn't want to buy off 108.612 because of the gap. I'd prefer to buy lower down at gap close or a little bit lower here. Okay, so just going to have to wait and see. British pound, Japanese yen. Well, what can I say? Pretty strong level there that we've broken through, and we're closed below it. We are now coming up, I would assume, by the looks of things, to another level here. I just want to see what we have on a Fibonacci here. Now we're breaking through the Fibonacci as well. And I think the trend line here, which should be pretty strong intact, is also breaking. So I think this thing for me is probably it could potentially be a reversal. Okay, so this could be the end of the upward move, and we are now looking to break to the downside. Problem with that is my level that I'd want to see break to confirm the downside move. So that's 138.205. So until that swing low gets broken, the trend is still up. Okay, so I don't really trust trend lines like that. As far as I'm concerned, it's higher lows, it is still an uptrend. Okay, this thing can drop all the way down, still further into this zone here, 139.247. It could drop just below down here, and the trend is still up. So that is my view on that at the moment. Yes, granted, on the hour we are below the moving average, and it is a short-term trend to the downside, but we do have some fairly decent price action here, and it's kind of off a level, not the level that I typically look for. It's basically that inside bar there, which has been used as support in the past. So we are flirting with that at the moment. So I'm definitely looking for opportunities to be long here. Whether it is in this area or lower down is a bit of uncertainty, but this, you can see this is related to Brexit at the moment. Okay, Aussie Dollar USD. It's a horrible chart, that. And I just want to get rid of the noise. Okay, that's pretty much the range that we're trading in. Look at this barbed wire. Remember I said to you yesterday, when you see three tails like that, it's never a good sign for the bulls, and it's not a good sign for the bears or the bulls at the moment. So this is a stay away from, don't touch this. When you see this kind of price action, this is barbed wire, going nowheres, it's just going sideways, lots of tails, no direction, total confusion. Stay far away from that. Simple as that. Okay. Until we break through, so just on that, so we just need to break through these levels here. So 072978, or to the downside 072536, and then it's a break. Look for the retest, start getting some positive price action. You're long. Break, look for the retest, start getting some bearish price action. You're short. Okay, so that's pretty much the simplicity of this at the moment. Nice thing about this pair is that it does tend to trend on the hour. You can see the hour, and it's pretty good for intraday trading. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of the view at the moment. We'll have to wait and see what that one transpires. Yeah, I think we should get some volatility picking up today. The USA is back in the office, and we should get data start coming through this week as well. And then we've also got Brexit. Just pay attention to Brexit, because that is going to be a catalyst on the British pound pairs, and there's quite a bit of noise brewing on that. Anyway guys, hope it helps, and we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.